going for them, and that's got to be that is an advantage. It's not gotta, it has to be.
Definitely an advantage. Spending time together off the pitch is only going to help translate onto the pitch. You get to know your teammates, and you want to fight for them and work as hard as possible.
All right, third place action now for the ladies. It is SoCal Rhinos and the Rocky Mountain Experts. Any initial thoughts on this? We've seen such good matches on the women's side, and I feel that these two teams probably match up very well. I love the play of Bese.
Bese, she is such a standout. We've said her name so many times, representing Fijiana alongside her teammate Naimasi, and those two were ever present in their first match yet. They couldn't sustain the pressure. They scored 19 points in the first half and 0 in the second. So they're gonna need to look to fulfill that throughout the 14 minutes and not just show up in one half. And then on the other side, you have the experts. It was a battle for them in their first one, coming up just short. A little too many errors, forcing things instead of taking the easy 2v1s that they've created.
Well, this crowd certainly with all eyes on Kathryn Johnson KJ, the 2016 Olympian, played 15s for the Twin City Amazons in the WTL. And on top of that, our hat goes off to her. She is a first responder, a local firefighter here. This is her first PR7s appearance since 2021 when she was with the Headliners.
She was, and they lifted the trophy then. She's gonna wanna lift this victory here with the experts against the Loggerheads.
And we are underway for the women's third place match on a beautiful evening here in Eagan, Minnesota. Thanks for having us along on Fox. And right away, the experts off to a quick run. Not sure if there's the pace. She'll get a little bit of help, so it's a dish off and trying to hustle it across the try zone, but just coming up oh so smidgy of a bit short.
Massive physicality coming in from the Rhinos, but well done to them to chase Nicolau and Dormaar down. Yet can they stop Ariana Ramsey, the Olympian?
Ramsey wrapped up on that far side, but what power as she pushes towards the try zone. Working her way in, draped by three loggers. Team helping out a smidge. The ball comes out right into the hands of the experts, number 7, and it is Summer Harris-Jones, who just under a minute in, 58 seconds to be exact, has made it 5-0.
Summer Harris-Jones had to work a lot harder in the first game to get her name on the score sheet, but this time just 2 meters shy because of the work done by her teammate Ari Ramsey. KJ there in support. Summer Harris-Jones just too strong, too powerful, spies a little gap and falls over the whitewash.
Absolute power. And that is, I think, the one thing, if you're new to Rugby Sevens, it has everything you love. It's a ton of scoring. It's a ton of hustling. It is pure athleticism, and nobody's wearing any pads.
No pads indeed, just the mouth guards, as a player's just getting some treatment back in the try zone here. Ever important to look after the welfare of our players. Looks like time is off from the referee. We have a sub rolling in from the Loggerheads.
Well, that's going to be number 13, Sophia Lamphier, coming in, but let's go down to Windy and see what you've got. Windy, what do you know down there?
Yeah, I talked to the experts coach, Irene. They said they're ready now. They're going to build on that first match, and they're going to use their athleticism. The Rhino ex-Loggerheads are going to continue the good things. They did a lot of good things in the first game, but they need to be more disciplined and keep moving.
All right, Wendy, thanks so much, and we'll have you keep an eye out for how things are progressing with the injury down there. We'll do our best to keep you updated as best as we can. That conversion kick was not good, so it is experts 5-0 right now. But you hate to see this kind of thing. Obviously, it's a very tough sport.
Definitely, it's a physical sport. Injuries happen. We want to make sure the player is okay, so that's why play is stopped here, looking after the Loggerhead player. I believe it's Natalie Bjorklund. But kudos to the Loggerheads for chasing back that experts break. From me, what I want to see from them is to make one-up tackles versus pulling in multiple players. That's going to shorten your defensive line, create gaps for the experts to exploit.
So if you're the experts and that is your strategy, what's your best way to execute that? Who are you looking to really step up in that regard?
Oh, they have so much power on that side. You have physical presence in KJ, Summer Harris-Jones on your screen there. We saw her just fall over. And then Nicolau, the Brazilian woman. And they are doing such a good job of latching onto one another. They're sucking in the loggerheads, and then they're going to create that space, those gaps, to then utilize their speed.
All right. Let's take a look as Natalie Bjorklund has got back up to her feet. Let's take a look at where the hit occurred, and it was when the try happened, but I'll have you take a better look at it here and tell me what you see.
Yeah, she just puts her body on the line and then collides with her own teammate. Completely accidental, both looking to stop Summer Harris-Jones from getting into the try zone, but our medical staff looking after her and taking her off the pitch.
These men and women do such a great job, not only the staff, but the athletes. And how about this for the Loggerheads? What a pitch. And it is Bese hustling to that right side. She will find the try and touches it down in the Loggerheads. What a quick response, as it is now 5-5 with 5:05 to go in the second.
I don't know if it's deja vu or Bese just loves this right-hand side of the pitch. She has scorched this turf here in Minnesota. We saw KJ Johnson go up for that restart, but it folded into the hands of the Loggerheads, and Bese has serious speed and ties this one up.
4:40 to go in the first half, and it is tied at 5 as the conversion will be wide to the right and be no good. Well, we talked about Bese in our initial pregame, and goodness gracious, she was a force early on in the semifinals as well. Obviously coming up just a smidge short, but boy, oh boy, this is a good player who has picked up her 3rd try today.
Great player indeed. First time over in America playing. And then the kickoff from Naimasi, just not falling that 10 meters. We've seen that a lot today. That's just frustration. It's a lack of focus and concentration. It's better to boot it a little further than 10 instead of gifting that ball to your opposition at the halfway.
And if you're losing, hypothetically, if you're losing focus in a situation like this earlier on in a tie, is that just pressure? Is that just uncomfortability with your current group?
It could be just a little lack of focus. You start to think, oh, we just scored, we can win this, and then your mind slips. You're not in that present moment, and then you get out of that rhythm and routine.
3:23 to go.
An error there from the experts, so it is a turnover to the Loggerheads. And once again, the scrum is the option. Loggerheads most likely choosing this because they have threats like Bese out on the wing. They're gonna wanna look to get the ball in her hands as early as possible. This woman does not need to be set up. She just needs that ball early.
Heads to the left. Get up, up, up. Heads to the left, okay? Crouch! Bind! Set! It's fine.
Good communication with the official. Loggerheads come out with it, obviously. Good move here. And a breakaway. How about this? Naimasi with the run right down the center, and it's into the throat and touched in for try. And a beautiful run. Loved it. And an advantage taken by the Rhinos. You mentioned they elect to go with the scrum. It pays off for them. It's just great passing quickly.
Ana Maria Naimasi, the Fijian, just using her footwork, her finesse. She has a glance around her, but there is no one near her, no one chasing back. We've seen her score plenty of tries on the circuit as her teammate converts the try and takes them into that 7-point advantage.
That was a tap-in. I have played very little rugby in my life, but I probably would be able to make that kick as well. I can get conversions that close.
I'll see you do it after the tournament.
We'll try afterwards. Yeah, we'll put it on social media and you can laugh at me. 12-5, Rhinos ahead in this.
And again, the coach killer, Naimasi, just scored an electric try and then goes for the kickoff. They're going for those high-hanging restarts, but they're just not landing the 10 meters. The Loggerheads need to send that just a little bit further. Again, it's that midfield scrum for the experts.
107 to go, and we've talked about points being up for grabs and the importance of them, and Wendy Young is down pitch side. How crucial is it, and how much on the forefront of their mind are those points, Wendy?
Yeah, these are absolutely crucial, as this is our first event for the Western Conference, and of course we're going to go into our Eastern event next year. But the points, first place gets 13 points, and then it's 6 points, and then 3 and 1.
And speaking of points, how about this run by Alex Spiff Cedric? Does she make it? She's gonna come up just a little short.
It's a double movement, so she gets tackled, and then she rolls an additional move. That is illegal. She needs to clearly release the ball or place it back to her team, because it is a tackle and the Loggerhead player is within that area. So it's a turnover to the Loggerheads as Naimasi goes for the kick to touch and is awarded the line out. So here's a replay, Naimasi coming, and then the Loggerheads make that tackle. You see that additional movement. Spiff Cedric still on her knees and looks to do that additional movement, and that is illegal. She cannot do that, so that's that ball back to the Loggerheads.
The experts had opened up the scoring to make it 5-0 with that try, but it has been 12 straight points since for the Rhinos as time has expired in the first half. They've got one more play. Experts trying to do something after that try was not given. And a pickoff in a half, and the Rhinos on a bit of a run on that far side. Look at the hustle. One more push here, and that's Pyrz. She'll dish it across to the hands of Weston. Weston taken down, and the ball's still in play. One more push. Gauto. Loggerheads still trying to continue the onslaught.
Advantage is over.
Bese. As you heard the referee say, the advantage has ended to the hands of Naimasi with a move to the left and finding the try zone. She will. Incredible run and turn of phrase for the Rhinos as they tack on 5 more.
Potentially the try of the tournament so far. It all started with that wonderful defensive effort from Sophia Pyrz. She's always in the mix for the Loggerheads. She got up in that passing lane, intercepted, and then I think every single person on the Loggerheads touched this ball, but it was Naimasi getting her name on the score sheet yet again. She's got a double.
For halftime.
Here's the conversion. This one will trail just left and not count. So at halftime, it's the Rhinos with 17 and the experts with 5 as the Rhinos continue to just pour on the points with 17 straight. The latest coming from the number 2, Anna Naimasi. Halftime in Minnesota. We'll be right back. whiskey. Beautiful Sky and Premier Rugby Sevens brought to you by Rhinos Rugby, an official pathway for all PR7s franchises, and by Sperry, the global leader in rail health. Yeah, he's got it. It's the used car thing. Abby and I were trying to figure out what that guy was called. 17-5 at the half. Glad to have you along here on Fox Sports. Nick Gismondi alongside my partner, Abby Gostitis, and Wendy Young down pitch side for us, and a good one here that has been dominant so far since that first try by the experts, and it has been all Loggerheads through that first half and even starting off in the second here.
This is an all too familiar scoreline for the Loggerheads. They were up in their earlier match 19 points to 7 and now 17 points to 5. Can they maintain the pressure throughout this second half? Yet a forward pass seen there from the Loggerheads. So ball back in experts' hands. They have a left-hand scrum. KJ at the center position with Sue Adegoke. And Sue has some serious wheels.
Keep an eye on Adegoke. Just couldn't hold on to it.
So offsides from the Loggerheads, playing the 9, just getting in front of the ball. You have to stay behind the ball the entire time. And finally, a quick tap seen from the experts.
Certainly not been the case. Everyone has been electing to go with the scrum, but now an opportunity for the experts to get themselves back into it a little here. Over to the hands of Watkins to the far side to Summer Harris-Jones, who finds the try zone, her second, and that makes it a difference of 7 at the moment. 17-10 with 5:30 to go.
Summer Harris-Jones, no stranger to the try zone today, but it was set up by Sierra Watkins. Lovely bit of interplay between the two experts. Summer Harris-Jones giving that ball out wide and then just wraps around, catches the Loggerhead defense biting down, and has the pace to finish it off. So experts right in this.
And that's how quickly that Rugby Sevens can change, and that's why we love it so much. We've seen so many points scored even when time has expired. All right, well, let's go down to our third member of our team. Wendy Young at half had a chance to talk to Irene Gardner as well as Annalena Swartz.
I did. I talked to Irene first. She wanted her team to find the support and narrow up their attack, and I think they're doing that as they just displayed. And then on the Rhinos, going to see a run here. But just into touch. So speaking with their coach, they want to narrow up their defense. That's really where they need to focus.
Wendy, thanks much. You got a first glance of that. You probably should have just taken that for me down there.
I know.
I want to see, Wendy, I want to see you start to go with the players as they run downfield. Just get in the mix. You stretched, right?
Yeah, totally.
Summer Harris-Jones scoring a double in this match, but also making her presence known on defense as she takes Naimasi into touch, yet ball goes back into the Loggerheads' hands. You hear the referee yelling that it is a scrum as Loggerheads looking to move quickly. So a lot of exchanging of possessions has been a common theme today.
You can tell that the Loggerheads want that momentum back. They came into the half with it, obviously, having scored 17 straight. And then if you're the experts, you got to do that. You have to pick up a try right away, try to stem the hemorrhaging. And now the Loggerheads feeling that they're obviously trying to push the pace and keep this moving.
Set. Loggerheads lost that lead earlier on in the semi-final, not looking to duplicate that here in this third place matchup.
Sun setting in Minnesota, temperature dropping, lights are on, into the hands of Naimasi, over to Lamphier. Loggerheads stretching this pitch.
Ball stolen.
Brilliant turnover from Adegoke, just wonderful body height, and then through the hand, Spencer Boldt to Amanda Berta. She throws the left fin, uses her feet, and she keeps that ball alive as the support is relentless, and KB Slaughter.
Absolute brilliance, Abby. The passing and the effort, and not only that, but the sacrifice of body by 2 to 3 members of the experts do a fantastic job to convert that try and bring this to within 2. As that conversion will be good, so it's 17-17, but the passing for me is where it was.
Skills on display here in Minnesota. The draw and pass, Spencer Boldt gets it away. Amanda Berta using her power in the one-hand offload. Adegoke, who started it all with the turnover, and again, bodies going down, fens going out. Jess Lou just getting done by the left-hand fen. Naimasi getting done by the feet.
Multiple stiff arms.
And KB Slaughter takes Bese down, and we're all tied up.
The 5'3", 155-pound Slaughter just crushing it, and now it's the experts with 12 straight points. Pleasure to have you along here on Fox Sports. It's Premier Rugby Sevens from TCO Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota. I'm Nick Gismondi. Pleasure to have you along. My partner with me is Abby Gostaitis, and down on the pitch, we've got Wendy Young reporting with insight. It's a great team that we have for you here in Minnesota. We're so glad that you're along for the first Western Conference stop of the season. They'll do this again in San Jose in July, and then, of course, everybody trying to collect points to get to DC.
DC will be that culmination, the best 2 teams from each conference facing off for that championship.
Cannot wait. Loggerheads with it. It's a pitch across. This one by Pyrz. And the Loggerheads now, who had all control and momentum, trying to get something going. Bese on that far side, a catalyst for this team, has been so far today. Does she have more in the tank with 40 seconds to go?
Referee pings the experts for not rolling away as her teammate tries to poach. So back in Loggerheads, they try a switch in midfield, pulling in a few of the experts' defenders. Again, bodies going down, but ball stays alive.
Weston took the brunt of that hit. As is the rule and the law, the ball must go backwards, and it does. How about this pitch? Naimasi finds some time and space with 8 seconds in to try, and she will touch it in. What an absolute brilliant play, and a passing display of brilliance. And the Loggerheads find themselves up 22-17 as time has expired almost perfectly.
Class by the Loggerheads. It was Lohaus. She's dragging across the pitch. She pulls in Watkins, but it's the cut, the late switch from Naimasi, and then the footwork to win this match, to seal the deal. Heartbreak for the experts, but glory for the Loggerheads.
That is the 3rd of this match for Anna Naimasi, and she is certainly the player of this match. What an absolute brilliant performance by her. The referee blows that final whistle, and the score at 22-17.
Another tight match, another try scored after the whistle, which truly shows the competitive nature of this sport and the skills on display here in Minnesota.
And the sportsmanship on display at the end. It's handshakes and hugs, it's agony and ecstasy, but it's the Loggerheads who come away with a 22-17 victory. The finals are next in Minnesota.